Well, hello. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to see the output of a convolutional layer using keras. As an example, I'm going to use the YOLO version 3 architecture. So, in brief, I will show you the commands so you can see and copy and apply it directly. And then I'm going to make some description of this architecture. So, in summary, I have downloaded the model already in H5 model format. So I load the model. I see the name of the layers with the command summary. You can use in the first column this first word that you can find just to the left of the side. So also you can use the connect to part that is in the right. You have all these options to use as an output. Here, as a test, I use some random matrix of these dimensions. I'm using these dimensions so it can fit the same output that describes the paper or the picture. You can use any other size actually. This is an example of predicting, and you can see here the output of the prediction. It has 3 components, and these 3 are the outputs. You can understand this better if you can see the paper or the picture that I showed at the start. So with these lines you can get the output of any layer in keras. So you specify with these lines, this anything, you can change it. Here you specify the name of the model, and here you specify the name of the layer. So then you use this to predict in the name of the layer to get the output of a specific layer. Here actually when these 3 layers has the equivalent output that the normal output from here above. So I made a function to make it faster, and I'm calling this with this other section. You can see that here I am using another name for the layer. In this case I used previously 59, 67 and 75. Here I'm using 74. So here I'm just changing the way of using these outputs. This output has 256 channels, so I will pick only 3 for visualization, and I have to normalize the output because the values are less than 0 and probably above 255, I don't know, but there are negative numbers, so I am rounding up and converting them into an integer so they can have the format of an image. So finally here I'm showing the image of those 3 first channels, and finally I made a loop so we can see every 3 channels from these 256 channels, the outputs. You can see that the results are somehow scary in some parts, but well, that's the outputs, and this can be very useful if you use it for transfer learning. So just specify the layer of some layers before the last output layer, and you can get or use it as an input part for your architecture. So that's it for the moment. I'm going to explain some more details in the next minutes, but that's already. I'm going to share this notebook in the description of the video, so don't worry for that. Here, this is the repository where you can find some of the information of the YOLO version 3. So actually you can clone this repository over here. Click here in the command line, you write git clone paste. When you have the repository, download the weights of the model. Then use this repository to convert the weights of that format into an H5. You only need these 2 lines. With these 2, you can follow the tutorial. Some references about the architecture. You saw that I got an output of 52, 26, and 13. So this is the regular 3 outputs that our model has. You could actually get from these other places the output too. I found that picture in this blog, but I tried to find it in the original paper. However, I couldn't find it. So if you find the source of this image, please share it in the comments. So that's it. Thank you.